I'm a French-American artist. I was born and raised in Paris, and I moved to the United States when I was 14 years old. We first moved to Miami with my family. I studied architecture at Pratt Institute and got my bachelor's. I went to Columbia University for my Master's of Science in Advanced Architectural Design. I started my career as an architect and worked in various firms. My last role was at Chanel, where I was director of store design in the United States. And most importantly, to also visit France a lot, which was nice to reconnect to my roots. Art has always been a huge part of my life, and it's one of the reasons why I went into architecture. I believe they're very connected. 4 years ago, I decided to focus solely on my career as an artist. My practice spans across painting, sculptures, and installation. I'm interested in the dialogue that exists between the natural and the digital. I work back and forth between the hand and the machine, evoking the idea of tradition and evolution. Wood is the main material used. I sculpt it by cutting it and etching it with different machines in order to create pieces that are between sculptures and paintings. I'm really drawn to this idea of challenging the materiality of wood to create pieces where the surface becomes sculptural and dimensional and challenges the way we look at paintings today. I feel very connected to Miami. It is the first place I moved to in the United States. I think Miami is a very special place because of its diversity in culture. I also think that it's a very important time to be in Miami because it's in full evolution and shifting culturally. And it's not only important to be here to witness it, but also to be a part of it and play a role in it. One of the last projects that I worked on was for Art Basel during Miami's Art Week in 2022. It was at Untitled Art Fair. I created an installation where I collaborated with FIU, Florida International University's Robotics and Digital Fabrication Lab, and the Center for Subtropical Affairs here in Miami. Was also supported by Villa Albertine, and it brought an incredible group of people with different talents together and really explored my idea of integrating the man-made, the artificial, and the digital into one project. Being a woman is not something that defines me or my practice, but it is part of my identity. As a professional, I found myself in construction sites or wood shops. I still find myself in wood shops where I'm the only woman, and you walk into this environment that is very male-dominated. I think it's a real challenge to sort of feel like you have to prove yourself and prove your right to be there, that you have the same capacities and the same skills as all the men in the room. I think as women, we kind of constantly challenge ourselves when we find that we are in these environments that are not necessarily with the same amount of men and women. Something else that I'm thinking about is being a mother. It's definitely changed my life and added responsibility, and your time becomes very limited. Travel is limited. It's kind of like a quick back and forth. Being able to attend artist residencies is not always easy. It's not necessarily made for mothers or doesn't welcome families. That's definitely been a challenge as an artist. The first thing that comes to mind when I think of a woman that inspires me is my mother. She's an architect as well, and she's part of a generation of women who really fought to pave the way so that we can have it easier today. She went to l'École des Beaux-Arts in Paris, where there was only 1/3 of women at the time. She was the first woman to be hired by the Ministère de la Santé as an architect. Two of the artists that really inspire me are actually women. Their names are Louise Nevelson and Ursula von Reidingswart. They both work with wood and large-scale pieces. Louise Nevelson was a major artist of her time, and she did a lot of public art pieces. Ursula von Reytingsvart, who's still here and is still one of the main artists of our time, mainly works with wood. It's really the material that she explores in a very physical way, and translates a lot of her sculptures at a larger scale into bronze. Women need to be more open about the support that they need instead of trying to play a role to adapt in our society. It's okay to talk about the challenges and to be open about them. It's not because women are weak, women are very strong, but it's because we live in a society that has been mostly designed for men, and we need to readjust and rethink so that we are more comfortable in it.